Hi everyone, welcome to Out and About with Jen and Marvin. We're out in our, the outdoor office,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? What are we doing here? God,
Well, I know what doing here. You're training me to get used to being outside and being in nature. It's so amazing.
all right, so we're in our favorite little secret stream, mountain stream, and we've set up uh, some basic shelters
Mm-hmm.
just as a bit of a test setup.
We meaning Marvin set it up, and I get to benefit from it.
Right, so we've got our little tent in the background. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a lightweight tent. We've got a
Is
little bit of a structure up.
Would you consider that a pup tent now?
No,
No. So what's the difference between that and a pup tent?
what's a pup tent?
It's a pup tent. I don't know. It's a small tent that you just pop up.
Okay, so this is not a pop-up tent,
Okay.
but it is the tent that I bought about 7, 8 years ago when I was doing lots of backpacking, hiking,
Mm-hmm.
through hiking, overnight hiking, that kind of stuff. So that's why we've got that.
Baby, I wasn't even a glimmer in your eye back then.
Not back then, no, but you are now.
Good answer, babies.
Thank you, babies.
Thank you, babies.
Um,
So guess what I was doing while you were doing all the heavy grunt work?
I'll tell the audience.
Okay, so there's a beautiful river that we come to, and it's running water. So I get in the running water, and it's running really fast right now because it rained, and so it's flowing downstream. So I put my body in there, and I imagine the water is like healing all the liquid in my body and flushing out all the toxins. But then, it has to up a level, so I'm talking to the rocks.
Of course you are.
Well, my friends are down there now. Now we've made good friends.
Of course we have.
Rocks are good friends. They don't reject you and they don't like judge you and stuff. Well, anyways, the rock that I made good friends with yesterday, I was sitting with him, and then I'm just laying in the water and saying, this would be great to like bring healing to other people through the water.
Hmm.
So I'm putting out the intention of sending out my healing energy, whatever my healing energy is, to all of humanity. But wouldn't it be great if people could find the stream and just receive the healing that I offer through the intentions? So guess what I was doing?
I want to answer your question in a second, but what were you doing?
I was actually picking up random rocks,
Of course you were.
introducing myself and giving them kisses,
Hmm.
imbuing them with my healing energy, and then putting them back in their spot. I wanted to take a couple home, but that's not fair because I don't know, I don't know
Well, they
whether,
might get lonely
well, and
because they've got all their friend rocks in the river.
well, that I might be violating spiritual law on a subtle level. Yes, that's true. That's one way of putting it. But yes, I might be violating their state of beingness by taking them. You're absolutely right.
One of the great things about being in the great outdoors is that we've got the Australian wave, which is basically keeping the flies away. So,
Is that what that is? I have my own Australian wave, which is it's not really working, but it's peppermint spray. So I sprayed myself. Sorry, I sprayed myself. They don't seem to mind it. So
all right. So you are asking earlier, wouldn't it be great if people can find this stream? The short answer is, I'd prefer it if people don't find it, but because it's, we like it
mm-hmm.
on our own.
Yes,
So,
we do.
there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that would be really cool is if people come and visit us and then we can bring them here as long as they've got their own tent and their own car and their own ability to be in the outdoors, and you can do river and water healing with them as they're here, and of course being in
Yes.
nature is healing in and of
And
itself.
the rocks now they have my healing energy. But I was thinking of Lourdes. Do you know what Lourdes is?
No.
It's a healing spring where um, Mary or Anne, Mary's mother, visited these girls, and then it became a mecca for healing.
Hmm.
And so it would be cool if this was our own private, genuine healing stream where people could actually come and actually receive the intentions of healing and whatever.
That's right. And while we're here, we recorded some B-roll video that we might
Tell them,
feature every now and then.
tell them what B-roll is. People don't know what B-roll is.
B-roll's just if you know what elevator music is, it's sort of just music that's in the background. So B-roll, when you're doing video production, is just something that's not sort of front and center. It's just breaking up scenes and transitioning and that kind of stuff. So anyway.
So the amazing thing about what you do is you're actually researching all these ways to make high-end webcams so we can be more presentable.
Well, video productions.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
No, that's true. So anyway, that's just part of how we're pivoting in 2023. So stay tuned. We'll let you know when we're ready to announce various things.
When do you want to give them an update on the WOGs?
The ROGs.
The
Yes.
ROGs? Is it ROGs or WOGs?
Don't say WOGs. WOGs is a derogatory term for people from Italy and Greece. And
Oh, really?
Mm.
Because I saw it on an Australian commercial.
so ROGs.
WOGs.
All right, but we're talking about our ROGs.
ROGs.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything derogatory.
No. Okay, so tell the audience about the ROGs.
The ROGs, they love coming camping now, except they're a little bit preferable to daddy instead of mommy.
Oh, they'll get used to mummy.
Well, they should be used to mommy, but
They will be.
they love kissing up to daddy. And Merle thinks like he's like Camper Joe with you, and he wants to be by your side all the time.
So here's the funny thing, though, right?
Mhm.
So we're going to be going camping next week. Today is just a little bit of a setup, just to make sure that everything works. And the three ROGs, they're going to be sleeping with us in our tent
Oh my gosh.
on our little mattresses, our floor mattresses, lightweight mattresses. So that's going to be interesting to see how well they can just sort of stay there with us.
As long as they're with us, I think they'll be fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Milton likes a little bit of his me time. He likes his own space, and so Milton had a hard time. Remember last time driving home and he was breathing heavy and freaking out?
Yep.
I found out what was going on.
What?
He had a stick in his armpit.
Oh, right.
You know, a man cannot enjoy himself with a stick in his armpit, and he had no way of getting it out. So I had to you have to check their armpits every once in a while.
Babies, just so we're all clear about things, having a stick in your armpit is a whole lot better than having a stick in your behind.
Well, that's true, but that wasn't the issue with him.
Well, no. All right, what else are we going to talk about? Well, when we do go camping,
Mhm.
and we're going to set things up, so we'll do a number of productions, early in the morning as the sun's rising, so different times of the day, so you can get to see what the lighting looks like, what the ambience looks like.
Tell them about your pickling.
Oh my God.
So much fun.
So in our vegetable patch, we're in full harvest mode. So every day we're harvesting, a ton of tomatoes, a ton of cucumber, a ton of bell peppers. What else? That's about it.
And it's really cute. Every day he'll come in and he'll bring the little tomatoes over to me, and I'll give him a kiss and say hi to him and everything. And they do ask, like one little tomato asked me, he goes, "Am I going to be tomato sauce?" I go, "No, we're just going to eat you."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the point, and I think this is where you're trying to go, is that when we get into full-scale harvesting production, there's going to be so much fruit that we're picking every day that we simply can't eat it all. So what we're going to do is preserve it all, right? And so we're going to make pickles and relishes and tomato sauces and other condiments. And oh my God, we've been going nuts over the last couple of days.
He's great. It's such a good feeling to have him cooking in the kitchen, and it just feels such a warmth of love and nurturing while you're cooking and you're leaving me alone and I'm leaving you alone. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you're doing your energy work. I'm doing some cooking.
And we just stopped. There's by the side of the road, there's all these cherry plum trees. So we've been harvesting cherry plums along the road, there for the picking, and we just take them home, and Marvin can.
Right. So there are two locations that we've got. One which is just a little bit further down from the spot that we're right at, and it's got our abundance tree. Actually, there are two abundance trees.
Yeah.
But there's an original abundance tree which has the red cherry plums,
Mhm.
and then there's a second abundance tree which has the lighter flesh cherry plums. And I think those are a hybrid between probably nectarines and cherries and plums, some kind of a hybrid, but they're really tasty. And there are
Mm-hmm.
so many fruit. We picked whole shopping baskets. I think we've got about 10 pounds
Mm-hmm.
in each basket. So we've got 2 baskets. So think about that as 20 pounds. And we didn't even put a dent in these trees.
Mm-mm. And it's just fun for me to pick them, and then Marvin will cook them, and we can put them up in our little jars, and just give them away and stuff.
So we're making two things with the plums. One is a plum jam, but it's a low or no sugar plum jam. Just so we're saying, right? Because ordinarily plum jam
It's really
has
sweet.
like 2.5 pounds of sugar in it per 4 pounds of plums, and it's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not doing that. So it's a light version of plum jam. So that's that. And then the other thing we're making is, in Australia we call it plum sauce. I think in America they call it duck sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sweet savory, sweet and sour sauce, and we're going to use that as a condiment for all sorts of things. So
Oh, okay, I know what duck sauce is. I like it, but
okay,
that's
cool.
really sweet.
Well, it's sweet sour, so it's sweet and savory. It's
Okay.
got a really interesting combination of flavors, which is what makes it so special.
So what's really interesting is Marvin's introducing me to all these different things that I have never had the ability to have presented to me, and I have this connection to my childlike nature. So I'm sitting in the stream while you're doing all the work, and I'm picking up rocks, and I'm picking up I go, this one looks like a tooth. So I pick up this rock, and I get all these little teeth, and I'm making this little face, and I'm thinking, well, I'd like to make these faces and these little structures or whatever. But it's just imagination, and it's just that childlike wonderment and stuff, and it doesn't have to do anything. It's just there. It's just part of being excited and enthused about life and randomity.
Randomness.
Randomness? Okay. So the randomity of existence
The randomity.
is like, that's why just spontaneity of life. Just
Okay.
like, yeah.
Cool. What else? So this is just a little test setup. Just so you know, by the way, it took me about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour to do this setup, but I'm only just sort of learning to be the most efficient at this particular setup.
You mean the setup of the camping or to videotape this?
No, the structures, the whole camping structure.
Very nice, babies.
Anyway, in theory, it should take me like sort of 20 minutes. Okay, so when I'm efficient at it, 20 minutes.
We need a wind chime.
Ooh, okay, we'll think about that.
Okay.
Okay, but
Mhm.
when we do this for real, we are going to have a fire pit, and we've got a camp oven, and
No
we've got
s'mores yet.
all of our cooking utensils. So we're going to spend a lot of time cooking outdoors, and that's also part of the enjoyment about
Mhm.
being outdoors. And the other thing, while we're out here, we're actually going to be doing the energy work, right? So we're going to be writing books and blogs and posts and this and that. And yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Just sitting in the stream and talking to the river and the water and the air and the trees all at once. It's just transcendence, literal transcendence. And I know how to use literal.
Okay. All right. So, bit of an intro. Thanks for joining in. Stay tuned. We'll do a number of recordings while we're out and about next week. So definitely stay tuned to that. Thanks for checking in, and bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye, Jen. Bye, audience.
Bye, Marvin.
Bye now.